Hello YouTube. Well, I'm coming up in the morning. It will be a week that we will be using this emergency refrigeration concept here. Putting this really to the test, and I have to say, and if anyone from Wagan Tech is watching this, good job. I'd like to see a lot more of your products. I have trouble finding them anywhere that I look. They do seem to be difficult to find some. These are easy. I can highly must have spilled something on here. Recommend this. Now, and by the way, yeah, we've replaced the milk, and it looks like the eggs are mostly missing. But we can get by. We've been getting by with the food out of here. So, you know, if you're on vacation for a week, this definitely has enough. As you can see, it's still refrigerator temperature. By the way, I've only cycled those ice packs one time in a week. That's right. It's still refrigerator temperature, so it is still working extremely well. And no, the heater unit here, or rather the heater unit, yeah, that's it. This unit here, the power connector that connects the 12 volt cigarette lighter end and plugs it so that it operates off 120, and you can see the temperature on that's low. So if you're afraid of those things overheating, I would just say, as long as you don't shove them into a corner and bury them with stuff, you know, then you're not going to have any problems with overheating. Just keep it nice and open. Now, I do want to show you here, I mean, we are also using kind of the other freezer. I have the temperature turned down. That's working too, so we do have that. And then we have this higher. It's Lowe's. It's from Lowe's. What is that? It's from Lowe's. Now, obviously, this has a different branding, but believe me, this is the higher. Haier. Haier. It's the exact same one, 5 cubic feet. So we have this as well. And these are so inexpensive, and it's kind of changed our life, the way that we're able to store food long term. So between that and this thermocooler, so between the deep freezer and the thermocooler, in an emergency, on even a fairly very, very small generator, like the $99 generators, those cheap ones like the Harbor Freight ones, or whatever, that's all you'd really need. Because I could not worry about the large refrigerator, and I'm not worried about my furnace. If you want to run an air conditioner, that's a little bit of a different story, but the fact is, I just got a large fan, and you know, I have the ability to make ice, so put ice packs in front of the fan, and if you put yourself in like a tent, it'll cool that small area down, or it'll cool a room down significantly. Just little things you can do if you have to, you know, if you have to. So I can run this. This is going to be 48 watts max, so we call that 48 watts. The deep freezer is, I think it's 184 watts peak, something like that. And the nice thing about those is they do cycle on and off, so whatever its max is, it only draws that for a short time, and then it runs very low. So I haven't been able to do the math totally on that. And that's it. That's the concept behind how you can keep going for, and you know, I think this kind of shows that in an emergency, You know, as long as you can keep like a deep freezer going, they're inexpensive, and a cooler like this going, very inexpensive as well. You can absolutely keep your food going without having to resort to buying a very everything that I have here, everything that you see is still less, far less in a way than the cost of you know, even just what a 2000 watt generator would be, that would run quietly, you know, one of the quiet ones. So, and these are investments that also have multiple uses as well, as opposed to just a big generator that I'm only going to use every once in a while. You know, at least these things are going to get use. The deep freezer is going to get tons of use. This is going to get tons of use for various reasons. Oh, one other thing I want to point out about this, okay, and I feel it's kind of important. The mentality that I have is not that this is a refrigerator. The mentality that I have is that this is a cooler that has thermoelectric cooling. There's some ice in there. That has thermoelectric cooling that helps keep the ice as cold as possible. So I look at it in reverse. Again, if you're outside and it's the summer and it's real hot out, you know, your thermoelectric cooling is only going to do so much, and then you're going to run out of ice. And then once that happens, your temperature is going to change drastically. So, still need ice, or ice packs, really. And that's it. Okay, I hope, again, this is helpful to somebody. That's the whole point here. And I know, you know, many times we find ourselves in emergency situations, or we think to ourselves, if there's an emergency, what I'm going to do for my food? And the answer inevitably is like, well, you will need a generator. Well, how expensive is a generator? Well, you know, $600 if you want to run your fridge. That's quite a pill to swallow, whereas, you know, this is $150. And this is 40, I want to say 45, something like that. So obviously, you know, and then even if you do have to get a generator, you get one of the small ones that are $100. You're still $200 up. Okay, you're still $200 up, and now you have a deep freezer in order to store a lot of frozen food. You didn't have that before. You got a nice portable thermocooler. That works fantastic. Will work great on the road. Will work long term. Will work great for vacations. I mean, I'm using it in the house all the time, every day, as a emergency refrigerator. And actually, it functions extremely well. It really, truly does. Just things to think about. Options. Weigh your options. And talk to you later. You know, give me some comments. You got any comments, thoughts, ideas? Let me know. All right, I'll talk to you later.